Attention please, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching, yes, the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
Well, now there is a threat of severe weather in the Arlington area tonight, but as for now, it looks like we are going to have baseball as the Yankees will take on the Rangers in the second game of this series. Nathan Eovaldi, of course, took a no-hitter into the seventh last night, and offensively, he got help from Jacoby Ellsbury. But tonight, the YES Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It will be the Yankees against the Texas Rangers in the middle game of a three-game series from Globe Life Park here in Arlington, Texas. Hi, everybody. Ken Singleton along with David Cohn once again tonight. Now, last night, the Yankees won by a score of 3-1. We mentioned Nathan Eovaldi had an excellent ball game, took a no-hitter into the seventh inning, got offensive help from the Yankees as they won 3-1. But one hitter who got it started for the Yankees last night, David, was Jacoby Ellsbury.
Yeah, he's really starting to come to life. Been benched a couple of times, even going back to the last postseason. Kind of wondering where he's fitting in, if he's going to live up to the end of the bargain on that big contract he signed. And he's answering the question as he's starting to get a light under this Yankees offense going. That steal of home plate right there, just one of the most exciting plays you'll ever see. And then last night, a booming home run that really jump-started the Yankees as well. At the top of the order, such an integral part of this lineup, Jacoby Ellsbury. Over the last 6 games, those numbers speak for themselves.
Yeah, .375 batting average, hitting 9 for 24, 3 extra base hits, and 3 runs batted in. Let's check out tonight's pitching matchup, brought to you by People's United Bank NA. See what know-how can do for you. For the Yankees, it'll be Luis Severino, 0-2, looking for his first win of the year, and A.J. Griffin off to a good start for the Texas Rangers, 2-0 with a 3.18 ERA. Well, A.J. Griffin will have to deal with the table setters at the top of the order for the Yankees. Jacoby Ellsbury is off to a great start in this series, and Brett Gardner coming off a great homestand. Lineup's first pitch coming up next, right here on YES. Baseball on YES is brought to you in part by T-Mobile. Get Major League coverage. T-Mobile has doubled its 4G LTE in the last year. By the Honda Dream Garage Sales Event, now at your Honda dealer. And by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you got to get DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. That's something that should hold you for about 9 innings. That's called the boomstick. The size of that hot dog. Oh my goodness. And they're still piling it on, David. Look at that. We ought to get one of those. That could last us the rest of the road trip.
It's like that old Alka-Seltzer commercial, right? I can't believe I ate the whole thing.
Peppers are going on it. For $26, you can have one of those.
Oh, yeah, gotta have peppers.
And it looks like somebody's finished off at least part of that. And maybe that's somebody who was here last night, got started last night's ball game. Well, anyway, we're just about ready for baseball here. It looks like those guys are taking a deep breath for a while. Let's check out the Yankees starting lineup presented by Lexus. At the very top, it's going to be one of the hitting heroes from last night, Jacoby Ellsbury. Batting second, Brett Gardner. Carlos Beltran will be third, and he'll be in right field. Mark Teixeira will clean up, and he will be the designated hitter. Brian McCann will be doing the catching, and you can see what he's done this year against right-handed pitchers. Starlin Castro will follow him at second base. Dustin Ackley will be at first. Didi Gregorius will be at shortstop, and batting ninth and playing third base is Ronald Torres.
And here's a look at A.J. Griffin. Got his warm-ups done. He's ready to go. And on the season, it's been a good start for A.J. A 3.18 ERA and 17 innings pitched. And let's go ahead and give you the pitcher's scout report brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers. And career interrupted. If you remember, back in 2012, he broke onto the scene with the A's. A 7-1 record and a 3.06 ERA, and followed that up with a 14-win campaign, and then had Tommy John surgery and shoulder issues last year, and has worked his way all the way back into this rotation. And the thing I remember about A.J. Griffin was that big, slow curveball that he featured back with the A's. It's down in the mid-60s in velocity, maybe even early 60s miles per hour on that slow curve.
Well, the wind is blowing here tonight, and it's expected to blow a little bit later on. That slow curveball might be either moving a little faster or a little slower. Here's Jacoby Ellsbury. He'll be leading it off for the Yankees. Ellsbury had a couple of hits in last night's ball game. He's also hit in 6 of his last 7 games. And last night was his 5th career home run against Texas. Here's the first pitch of the game, and it's a little high and outside for ball 1. As we pointed out in the open, Ellsbury's starting to heat up. Check swing, foul ball, just near Brett Gardner in the on-deck circle. Griffin on the mound has done a good job for these Rangers, kind of continuing what he had done with the Oakland A's. 31 consecutive starts. He's gone at least 5 innings or more. And that misses inside. Looked like a slider. Originally a 13th round draft pick of the Oakland A's in 2010. And it took him 938 days to come back after Tommy John surgery. Ellsbury ticks, and that's in there for a strike. The A's released him in November, and the Rangers signed him in December. So it was very Merry Christmas for A.J. Griffin and his family. The 2-2 pitch is on the way, and it's hit high in the air to center field. The Shields going back on the warning track will make the catch. A long out off the bat of Jacoby Ellsbury, and there's one down. Let's check out the Rangers on defense presented by Geico. In the outfield, Ian Desmond is in left. You saw Delino DeShields in center. The rookie Nomar Mazara is right. Beltre, Andrus, Odor, and Moreland in the infield, and Brett Nicholas doing the catching for A.J. Griffin. Here's Brett Gardner. Took an 0 for 5 in last night's game, but still is a .315 career hitter against the Texas Rangers, so he has liked hitting against this Ranger ball club. Griffin's first pitch, and it's away for ball 1. Yankees have won 3 of their last 4 games. There's a breaking ball, and it's in there for a strike, 1-1. Home plate umpire tonight is Manny Gonzalez. Fielding Culbreth, the crew chiefs at first. C.B. Buckner at second. Jim Reynolds is around at third. That's high. Ball 2, 2-1. The last start Griffin had against the Yankees was as a member of the A's back in 2013. And that pitch was close, but it missed, and the count is 3-1. And he threw 7 shutout innings against the Yankees back on May 3rd of 2013.
Yeah, that's how long it's been since he's been in the big leagues.
Gardner swings and hits a pop-up into left field. Coming on is Desmond over near the line, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. And we'll get a chance here. We'll point out the game time weather conditions presented by Bigelow Tea, and the weather might change here. 80 degrees, 60% humidity, much higher than it was last night. The wind 17 miles per hour. The forecast, partly cloudy skies and severe thunderstorms in the area, and supposedly they're going to get here around 9 p.m. Central Time. Here's Beltran, and he checks his swing, and the pitch is up high, and he did not swing, according to Jim Reynolds. There are various times they say that the weather's going to hit, but when it does, we're going to know it.
Yeah, take cover.
That is high for ball 2, 2-0. They're talking about hail, possible tornadoes. So it might not be a fun late evening and early morning in this area of the country. Beltran fouls it back, and it's 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, the pitchers need to throw strikes. Hitters need to swing the bats. The umpires need to call the strikes.
Like Gardner, Beltran has been a good hitter against the Texas Rangers, hitting at .310 in his career. Check swing, that hits the inside corner. And Griffin evens the count at 2-2 on Carlos Beltran.
It's always a tough time, excuse me, Kenny, to pitch in these conditions, because you know the weather's coming and you kind of get rushed a little bit.
Off-speed pitch hit hard right at the third baseman Beltran. He was the only one home on the left side of the infield, and the Yankees go 1-2-3 here in the top of the first. Facing that the Texas Rangers will present tonight. Odor will lead it off. He's at second base. The rookie Nomar Mazara. It is his birthday, and he'll be in right field tonight. Adrian Beltre will be at third. Prince Fielder back as a designated hitter tonight. He'll clean up. Ian Desmond will be in left field. Mitch Moreland at first base. Elvis Andrus, the shortstop. Greg Nicholas will do the catching, and batting ninth, the center fielder, Delino DeShields.
Luis Severino, his 4th start on the season. Hits are a little high per innings pitch, although he's also trending in the right direction with a good start his last time out. Let's go ahead and give you the pitcher's scouting report, brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers. And youngest flamethrower, he is averaging a little over 95 miles an hour with his fastball, which is 5th best in the major leagues. Noah Syndergaard with the Mets is the highest average velocity at over 98 miles an hour. And we saw no free passes. He's only got 1 walk in 16 innings. But the difference between good control and good command, and that's that slider improvement. If he can command that slider, get it down, get a little more depth on it, a little bigger break, he can get some swings and misses, and that'll be the key for him.
Here's Odor leading it off for the Texas Rangers, and the first pitch high and outside for ball 1. Severino, just 22 years old. This is his first ever start against the Texas Rangers. The Yankees signed him when he was 17. Next pitch is popped up. Let's see if anybody has a play. Teixeira over near the Rangers dugout. This is beyond the dugout and Souvenir. And it's a ball and a strike. Odor, young man from Venezuela, 22 years old. kind of figure these two will be facing off for a number of years.
Severino, the youngest starter in the big leagues, as Kenny mentioned.
A 1-1 pitch up and in straightens him up a bit. The count is 2-1. Severino from Sabana de la Mar, Dominican Republic, which is on the eastern part of the island. This ball is hit in the air to left field. Gardner moving over towards the line, and the Yankee left fielder has it. And there's 1 man up, 1 man down. And we'll take a look at the rest of the Yankee defense presented by Geico. You saw Gardner in left, Ellsbury's in center, Beltran in right. Torreyes at third base tonight. Night off for Chase Headley. Gregorius at short, Castro at second, Ackley at first, and McCann doing the catching. Here is Nomar Mazara, 21 years old today, the youngest player in the major leagues, and the pitch is low for ball 1. Last year he was the Rangers minor league player of the year, and if he keeps numbers like this moving along this season, he'll be the rookie of the year in the American League. Line drive, left field, base hit. I was talking to Austin Romine before the game. Austin caught Nathan Eovaldi last night. He was talking about Mazara, and he says he has a good idea of what he's doing at the plate. You saw him go the other way with a pitch. That's how he broke up the no-hitter last night. Went the other way. He's not up there looking to, as Austin said, turn and burn. He's just looking to hit the ball hard somewhere. Great job by Austin Romine last night.
Yeah, he really handled Eovaldi very well. Called an excellent game.
Adrian Beltre takes the first pitch in there for a call strike. Beltre off to a good start this year. 303 with 3 home runs, 12 runs batted in. As David mentioned last night, just signed a 2-year extension, $18 million a year. That's the type of extension anybody would like. The 0-1 pitch. 9 inside, 95 miles an hour. It's a ball and a strike. Nine of his last 19 hits are for extra bases. Still a very dangerous hitter. Bouncing ball slowly hit to the right side. Teixeira, I should say, Ackley has it. Flips to Severino for the out. That was the only play possible. Mazara moves down to second. So used to seeing Teixeira at first base.
Yes. Get a look at Ackley playing first base, and after playing right field last night.
Speaking of rarely playing first base, Prince Fielder played first base last night for the Texas Rangers for the first time. Tonight he's back as a designated hitter. Kind of a slow start with a 187 batting average, but he does have 14 runs batted in.
I'll go ahead and give you the Jeep Hitter Scouter report for Prince Fielder. And yes, if you're wondering, he was named after that Prince, without a doubt, and the legend who just left us. And 50-50. That's his father hit 50. So did Prince in 2007. 50 homers. Cecil did it in 1990 with 51 in Detroit, and that's pretty remarkable. Father and son, both 50 homer guys. The only father and son pair in the history of the game to do that. Last year, he was the comeback player of the year after a back injury limited him the year prior, and so 2015 comeback player of the year and a career .898 OPS. On base plus slugging, that is 9th among active players. Pretty good stat to look at. A lot of people look at that stat nowadays, OPS, and Albert Pujols is first on that list in active players with a 974 OPS.
Well, when you get around 800, you're a pretty productive player. 898. He's got a good eye, gets on base, drives in runs, a lot of power.
Alex Rodriguez is 4th on the active list, and Mark Teixeira 10th.
2-0 pitch on the way, and that hits the outside corner for a strike. Prince has been productive against the Yankees. Like a Prince who wants to be king. Last 16 games against the Yankees, 359 with 5 home runs and 19 runs batted in. Severino wants McCann to run through the signs again. Man on second with 2 outs. Here in the first inning, no score if you're just joining us. Yankees and Rangers just underway. High and away for a ball, and it's 3-1.
I remember watching Prince Fielder take batting practice when he was 12 years old, hitting him up into the upper deck at the old Yankee Stadium.
And Tiger Stadium.
And Tiger Stadium as well.
Yeah.
Cecil Fielder, obviously a member of the '96 championship Yankee team.
12 years old, huh?
Yes. Could not believe it.
You could see the scouts drooling, couldn't you?
Yes. It didn't take long as he was a first-round draft pick by the Brewers.
Line drive over Gregorius into center field for a base hit. Mazzara is going to come in to score, and it's 1-0. Prince Fielder continues to hit the Yankees well as the Rangers take a 1-0 lead.
McCann setting up on the outside corner, and it's up and out as Prince Fielder just has excellent play coverage. Maybe that was elevated a bit more than Severino would have wanted, but give Fielder credit for going out and driving that pitch over the shortstop's head.
Now 20 runs batted in his last 17 games against the Yankees. Here's Ian Desmond, the left fielder. Slider breaks off the plate for ball 1. See Desmond wearing that number 20. And for years he played for the Washington Nationals. Ball is fouled off. And the count moves to a ball and a strike. When he first got to the Nationals, he wore number 6. But he now wears number 20 to honor his former manager, Frank Robinson, the Hall of Famer. And when Frank Robinson played for Baltimore, he was just known as 20. That's when you're a good player. They just call you by your number. And everybody knows who you're talking about. Look out, up and in for a ball, and it's 2-1. So that's why Desmond now wears the number 20.
Frank Robinson was an intimidating person.
Oh my goodness.
He didn't like pitchers.
No, he didn't. He stood right on top of the plate. He was known to be hit by pitches by a lot of pitchers, but as that pitch is in there for a strike. He had games where he got hit twice and he hit 2 home runs. You couldn't knock him off the plate.
I remember walking by his office when he was a manager one day when I was a current player, and I just kind of wanted to introduce myself, and he kind of gave you that look like, what do you want?
Desmond fouls it off. The only player ever to be MVP in the National and American leagues. And when he was traded from Cincinnati to Baltimore, they said he was an old 30, and he became the MVP that year and led the Orioles to the World Championship. 2-2 pitch to Desmond. Slider hit on the ground towards second. Castro has it, flips to Gregorius for the force-on fielder, and that'll do it. But the Rangers jump out in front. They pick up a run on 2 hits. At the end of 1, it's Texas 1 and the Yankees nothing. Teixeira coming to the plate. Conversation brought to you by Toyota. RAV4 Hybrid is the official hybrid vehicle of the Yankees, and the conversation goes something like this. Do you think Adrian Beltre is a future Hall of Famer? Why or why not? And A. George Stephen has nearly 3,000 hits and over 400 home runs. I think it'll be close, but he will eventually get in. And follow Yes Network and tweet us your responses using hashtag Yankees RAV4 Hybrid to keep the conversation going. Here's Mark Teixeira, and that pitch is in there for a strike, and the count is 1-1. I kind of think he is going to get in. I mean, the third base is the most underrepresented position in the Hall of Fame. Off-speed pitch hit down the left field line off the bat of Teixeira, and this one is foul. And when you're getting close to 3,000 hits, you have over 400 home runs. Not many third basemen can say that.
Also a great glove.
Yeah.
Gold glove caliber defender as well.
4 times he's won the Gold Glove. Not Brooks Robinson. Brooks had 16 of them, but certainly representative in this day and age. The 1-2 pitch to Teixeira, trying to check his swing, and Manny Gonzalez says he went around too far, and that's a strikeout. Let's look at tonight's cold hard facts, and brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. And it concerns Adrian Beltre. Comparison to Hall of Fame third baseman. You can see Mike Schmidt, who Coney said was voted the all-time third baseman. Eddie Matthews, Wade Boggs, George Brett, and Adrian Beltre. His numbers compare favorably to the Hall of Famers. Pitch is high and inside, almost caught McCann, and that's ball 1.
Another third baseman, Chipper Jones, ranked right behind Adrian Beltre.
Chipper's getting in. That's high. One of the all-time great switch hitters as well.
Yes, and you look at Chipper Jones's numbers and Adrian Beltre's numbers, and they're very similar, very comparable.
Now, a couple of third basemen we didn't see in that graphic. We mentioned Brooks Robinson and Ron Santo.
And Greg Nettles too.
Yeah,
he's a great Yankee third baseman.
Fouled off by McCann. Nettles not in the Hall of Fame, but he has very good numbers.
He does. You can definitely make a case for Greg Nettles. Offense and defense combined. Who could forget all those diving stabs that he made at third base?
I can't.
Probably got you a few times.
Yeah, more than a few. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and McCann takes call, strike 3. Griffin ties him up with either a cutter or a slider, and he struck out the first 2 Yankees here in the second inning.
That's exactly right, Kenny. It's a little backup slider. You can see the corkscrew spin and an 84-mile-an-hour delivery. Gets the call in the inside corner.
Starlin Castro up with 2 outs and nobody on. Castro hit a home run here last night. His 3rd of the season. Hit it over the wall in left center. And he swings at the first pitch, fouls it off for strike 1. Fastball out over the plate, and it's popped up. Moreland coming over in foul territory near the dugout, makes the catch, and it's 11 pitch inning for A.J. Griffin. The Yankees go in order for the 2nd consecutive inning. Injury report brought to you by Montefiore, doing more in state-of-the-art healthcare. And it looks like the Texas Rangers have a platoon of players on the disabled list. Josh Hamilton, Yu Darvish, Robinson Chirinos, Keone Kela, Shin-Soo Choo, Cole Hamels, Chris Jimenez, and Hannah Sheppers. Wow. Even the fans have gone through some injury problems here, wearing helmets at ball games. He's prepared. You know, there supposedly might be some hailstones coming out of the sky tonight. So
lesson in how to embarrass your kids right there.
Pitch is fouled off by Mitch Moreland. Daddy, why would you do that to me? Yeah. 1-0 Rangers. We're in the bottom of the second. Oh, 2 on Moreland. He's in the hole. He'll be followed by Andrus and Nicholas here in the bottom of the second. And pitch is high, 1-2. You know, the reason why I'm laughing, because I've heard that from my daughter a lot. Daddy, stop embarrassing me. Just stop. The ball at 2 strikes, and it's fouled at the plate by Moreland, who tonight is back at first base. He was a designated hitter last night. And maybe Jeff Bannister, the manager, just trying to give him a change of scenery. He's won for his last 14, but 6 of his last 8 hits have been for extra bases. There's Jeff Bannister, manager of the year in the American League last year. Did a great job with these Texas Rangers in his first year with the team. Swing and a miss, and that is strike 3. Was that a 91-mile-an-hour changeup?
Yes. Severino, all of his pitches are fast. That's exactly what that is. A little fade on that 91-mile-an-hour power changeup.
You know, he saw the shot of Jeff Bannister, the manager. Of course, he was hired by John Daniels, who for now has been the GM for 10 years and also has handed the title of president of baseball operations. And between the two, they did a great job last year. Pitches inside, ball 1 to Elvis Andrus. John Daniels, under his leadership, the Rangers has been in the playoffs 4 times in the last 6 years and twice to the World Series. That breaking ball hits the corner for a strike, and it's 1-1 on Andrus.
It's a pretty good turnaround. Worst to first last year. That got Bannister that Manager of the Year award.
That misses, and the Rangers farm system, they've got a lot of good prospects. Jurickson Profar from 1 was hit by the injury bug the last couple of years. Here's the pitch, and it's fouled off by Andrus.
You can see Brian McCann trying to get Severino into a pitching mode, mixing his pitches up, make him use that changeup. Become a little more unpredictable, similar to what Eovaldi did last night with Romine.
2-2 pitch on the way, and it's hit hard and into center field for a base hit. Another pitcher is up in the zone. Gardner cuts it off, gets it back in quickly, and Andrus is now hit 11 of his last 13 games. And speaking of the president of baseball operations and general manager, John Daniels, hired as a Rangers GM. It's hard to believe it's been what, 10 years ago. And the Rangers winning percentage .522 during his 11-year tenure, and 4 postseason appearances, 2 American League pennants, just short of winning the World Series each time, and named the Major League Executive of the Year in 2010 by Baseball America. Hired at the age of 28, youngest GM in Major League history at the time. First pitch, Brett Nicholas is in there for a strike. Nicholas had his first Major League home run last night, and he got it off a name brand. He hit it off Dylan Betances, and that was the Rangers' only run in the ballgame, as the Yankees went on to win by a score of 3-1. Now you have to keep a close eye on Andrus as he came off the bag. He got his feet tangled up, but actually late with the second tag. to see if he's okay. Yeah, he's laughing about it. He's been a very durable player for the Texas Rangers.
Quick move by Severino. That play was much closer than at first glance. And
ball is hit on the ground to second. This could be two. Castro to Gregorius to Ackley, and that's going to do it for the Texas Rangers here in the second inning. A 4-6-3 double play. It's 1-0 Rangers at the end of 2. Comcast dropped the Yes Network. Comcast customers will miss the entire Yankee season on Yes. There are other TV providers that carry Yes, including DirecTV, Frontier, PlayStation Vue, Verizon Fios, and Sling TV. Don't miss any Yankee games on Yes. For more information, go to keepyesnetwork.com. Dustin Ackley will lead it off for the Yankees here. And he swings and hits one in the air to short right field. Going back is Odor, the second baseman, calling everybody off. And he and Andres got tangled up a bit, but Odor stays with it and makes the catch.
looked like they were going to collide, but Odor at the last minute taking charge.
Think he's throwing out a YOLO tango. I got it.
It was just, yeah, it was just loud enough.
Here's Gregorius. .391 career hitter against Texas as he takes a pitch in there for a call strike with 4 home runs. So Beauty is it's like the barbecue in this area. Second best nighttime hitter in the American League at .375. That's high and away for a ball, and it's 1-1. The best hitter in the American League at night is Adam Eaton of the Chicago White Sox, who's hitting .385. But the Chicago White Sox, if you look at the pitching stats, they are off the charts. That pitch misses for a ball, and it's 2-1 to Gregorius. They are really pitching well. Both Chicago teams doing well. Gregorius hits a high pop-up to the right side. Coming over near the stands is Moreland, and he will run out of room. That's back in the seats. David, I'm looking up at the flags over the stadium, and the flags are, I mean, they were blowing pretty hard before, but that's starting to pick up. And you can see some dark clouds beyond the roof in right field. We had mentioned severe weather in this area. 2-2 pitch on the way, and it's swung on and missed. It gets away from the catcher Nicholas, but he has plenty of time to throw out Gregorius, and that's the 3rd strikeout for A.J. Griffin. been warned of possible hail, thunder and lightning, and maybe even a tornado or two in this area. This is the time of year you see that in Texas and nearby Oklahoma and Kansas. Pitch to Torres is in there for a strike. Torres getting the start at third base tonight. Comes in hitting .429 in limited action. Hits it hard on the ground and foul. And the count moves to no balls and 2 strikes.
You know, you mentioned it before. The players are well aware of the weather report, along with the managers, and you kind of have a little different strategy. Obviously, it's 1-0 here. Joe Girardi knows that this game is official after 5, as does Mr. Bannister there, and they now have a 1-0 lead, and that's pretty significant with what we're facing weather-wise.
Curveball is lined over Griffin and into center field for a base hit. So Torres is the first Yankee to reach base. A solid single to center field with 2 outs here in the 3rd inning. That was your classic hanging curveball.
Boy, right back at you too. Chuck it and duck.
Ooh, right over the bag at second. So Torres, who runs very well, and we mentioned the Yankees might want to put him in motion, get him into scoring position for Ellsbury. Jacoby led the ball game off by flying out the deep center field. Hits it on the ground right to Moreland at first, and that'll do it. Yankees pick up a hit, nothing else here in the 3rd inning. The end of 2.5. It's 1-0 Texas. If you can't watch the games on TV, you can now stream games live on your mobile device. If you're a DirecTV, Optimum, or Time Warner Cable subscriber, just go to your app store and download the free Fox Sports Go app. Log in and stream the Yankees wherever you go. As you can see, the weather is moving in. Starting to rain here in Texas. And Dennis Klein, the head groundskeeper here, was talking to the crew chief that's fielding Colbreth, and had the iPad with him to show him a line of storms coming this way. And as you can see, it's beginning to rain here in Texas. The fans are headed for cover as the line of the Shields will step in here in the bottom of the 3rd, and the first pitch, look out, it's up and in for ball 1. It is raining pretty hard. You can see some big drops coming down.
Large raindrops.
Slider hits the corner for a call strike. Keep an eye on that man. He'll have the call as to when to bring out the tarp. That pitch is in there for strike 2, 1 and 2. The Shields up there is just 2 for his last 23. That's over a 6-game period. On the ground, right back to Severino. A hot smash. He fields it, throws to Ackley, and there's 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd. Nice play by Severino. Some big raindrops. My goodness. Well, they say everything's bigger in Texas, huh?
There you go. There's purple rain right there.
You got it. Odor fakes the bunt. Ball came up and hit home plate umpire Manny Gonzalez. And it looks like he's going to be okay. And he got hit in the left hand. And it looks like the other umpire is going to come and check on him. Well, it is really coming down now. And it looks like Manny Gonzalez is going to have to get some treatment as the Rangers trainer comes out to look at him. More and more fans are now heading for cover here. No signal to the ground crew. And it looks like Manny Gonzalez is going to tough this one out. No balls and a strike on Odor. Swing and a miss, strike two, 0-2, 95 miles an hour from Severino. And David, what is it like pitching under these conditions?
You know, obviously the feel for the baseball is most important, but really your land leg too. The mound gets a little slippery. And trying to throw a ball 95 miles an hour, and the minute your spike, your lead leg hits the ground, it could be a little bit of a slip there, and it gets a little dangerous.
Here's the 40th pitch, and it's chopped foul. Count remains, ball and 2 strikes. From a hitting standpoint, you know, your helmet start getting water on it, and it starts dripping in front of your face. Here's what David's talking about with the land leg. We see it in Yes Mo, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. It's pretty stable right there.
Yeah, that's the most important part, is when you land, right at the release point comes right after.
If you start slipping and sliding, you're looking for a groin pull. And we're definitely having a Texas-sized rainstorm here. Ball hit on the ground, and it's to Castro's down on one knee, throws the first. 2 ground ball outs here in the 3rd inning.
Right fielder, Nomar Mazara.
And that will leave it up to the right fielder, Nomar Mazara. And we'll go to the Honda League leaders as Mazara comes to the plate. These are the rookies. And runs batted in. Tyler White with 13, Mazara with 6. White off to a great start with the Houston Astros, Byung-Ho Park with Minnesota, and Joey Rickard with the Orioles. That pitch is in there for a call strike. Mazara had a base hit, scored the Rangers run in the 1st inning. Good looking young hitter. And that's a ball, 1-1. 21 years old today. David, you could ask him to go anywhere with you now.
Yeah, he's legal.
Yep. Swing and a miss on a good breaking ball, and it's 1-2. Born in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, signed by the Rangers in 2011 as an amateur free agent. Major league debut April 10th against the Angels. He went 3 for 4 with a solo home run, and the Rangers' #3 prospect, ranked by Baseball America. Nomar Mazara. High and away for a ball. Count levels at 2-2. Joey Gallo and Lewis Brinson are 1 and 2 prospects for the Rangers. Gallo's had some time in the big leagues. Line drive center field. Mazara is 2 for 2. His 2nd hit of the night. Not raining quite as hard right now, but still coming down here in Texas. That might have been a portent of things to come.
Yeah, a little appetizer.
Here's Adrian Beltre, the veteran, who grounded out to Ackley with Severino covering in the 1st inning. slider hangs low, and it's ball one. Beltre's hitting 13 of his last 16 games, so he's off to a good start this season. Line drive to right field. This is going to chase Beltran back. He's not going to get it. Ball one hops the wall. The race is on. Beltran with the relay to Castro, and they're going to hold Mazara at third base. Well executed by the Yankees defensively. Beltran got it off the wall quickly and got the ball to Castro. So it's second and third for the Rangers with 2 outs.
Well, Beltre really strikes this well as it's up and in the heart of the plate. Line drive, one hop to the wall. So yes, Beltran hit the cutoff man, preserving second and third with 2 outs.
You see Beltre saying to Mazara, hey, keep going. I want those RBIs. You're taking away my Hall of Fame votes. Prince Fielder looks like he's not going to get a chance here. The Yankees are going to walk him intentionally with runners in second and third and 2 outs. And they'll bring up the right-handed hitting Ian Desmond. So Fielder, who drove in a run with a single his first time up, and you're Ian Desmond, and you probably figured this was going to happen all along. Fielder's not going to get a chance. He'll be Severino's first walk of the night, albeit intentionally. And this is going to load the bases. And not to say that Desmond has not been swinging a good bat. He has been. He's 9 for his last 30. Well, the Yankees will take chances with him with 2 outs and the bases loaded here in the 3rd inning. First time up, Desmond forced Fielder at second to end the 1st inning. The former Washington National, who was originally drafted by the Montreal Expos, who became the Washington Nationals. Bases full of Rangers. And Desmond at the plate. First pitch in there for a call strike. The rain is almost stopped. And this game will continue. Outside for a ball, and it's 1-1. So Severino under some pressure here.
And 2 straight sliders to Desmond. The first one at 91 miles an hour. So yes, Severino, very much a power slider.
.96 on the corners. Keep throwing that pitch. It's going to be tough for anybody to get a hit.
Right to the glove.
Next pitch will be the 25th pitch of the inning for Severino. Broken bat. Desmond's going to have to get a new moneymaker. Just spoiled that one, fought it off. Another pitch looked like it was headed for the outside corner. I like it. The Bat Boys have their names on the back of their, just not BB like you see in a lot of stadiums. There's Parker. Nice young man. Tim was the other young man who took the bat away from Desmond. Desmond behind on the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Severino deals, and it's upstairs, and it's 2-2. Heavy workload for Severino here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. He's allowed a couple of hits, a walk that was intentional. He's also gotten a couple of ground ball outs. target was in. It was close to the outside corner, but you can see McCann really had to reach for it, and it's hard to get the call. So now the count is full at 3-2, and the runners will be going with 2 outs. Second 3-ball count for Severino in this game.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Is that pitch clearly was in the strike zone, but McCann had to move all the way over to catch it.
See, now the Rangers get somewhat of a break because the runners can get a running start on 3-2. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Here's your payoff pitch. Slider misses, ball 4. That's going to chase home a run. Mazzara will score from third. Desmond gets an RBI with the bases loaded walk. And the Rangers now lead 2-0. Mazzara has scored both of the Ranger runs. Larry Rothschild, the Yankee pitching coach, out there trying to settle down. Luis Severino also give him somewhat of a break here. He's had to work extra hard here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Jumped his pitch count up to 60.
And he'll get a chance to work here to Mitch Moreland with the bases loaded. He was able to strike Moreland out. That's his only strikeout of the night. That was leading off the 2nd inning. Moreland's average down to .219. He's 1 for his last 15. Severino's going to work from the stretch. Low and inside, ball 1. This is pitch number 30 coming up this inning. Swing and a miss on a changeup, and it's a ball and a strike. McCann doing his best to get him through this inning, get him out of trouble here. Good call with the changeup.
Yeah, still trying to mix his pitches even after walking in a run previously.
Severino, whatever it was called, he didn't want it. And now he steps off. Shakes that off. Now he's ready. Pitches hit hard through the middle into center field for a base hit. Beltre will score. Here comes fielder. Desmond's on his way to third, and the Rangers now lead 4-0. So Mitch Moreland, who's been struggling, comes through with the bases loaded in 2 outs. And the Rangers have scored 3 times here in the 3rd.
Severino shaking off McCann to get to this fastball. And leaves it right there in the wheelhouse as Moreland is all over it.
Now, David, I can recall a few years ago, as there's the base hit by Moreland. The Yankees were playing the Red Sox. We were doing the game up at Fenway Park, and it was a young pitcher on the mound. I don't remember who the pitcher was, but Jason Varitek was calling the game. And the young pitcher shook him off about 2 times, stepped off the rubber, as Andrus will take a strike. And eventually, Varitek said, go ahead, throw what you want. And I think the next pitch was hit for a home run, and he just stood there and stared at the pitcher, the young pitcher. Like, I'm the veteran here. Just throw what I want. Pitches in there, gets away from McCann, and here comes Desmond with another run. And it's now 5-0 on the wild pitch. So it's all coming apart here for Severino in the 3rd inning. As the Rangers lead 5-0. 4 times they have scored here in the 3rd. Looks like Kirby Yates getting up in the Yankee bullpen. There's a ball in the dirt, breaking off the glove of McCann.
Like McCann was a little late to get into the block mode there. It ricocheted off his glove.
That is high, and it's 2 balls and a strike. I was mentioning about the durability of Andrus. The last 5 years, he's played 150 games or more. He's just about an everyday player for these Texas Rangers. Moreland at second with 2 outs. Fouled at the plate, 2-2. Well, it's going to be an uphill climb for the Yankees tonight. The Yankees took the opening game of the series 3-1. As both managers look on. Girardi has seen Severino, and so has Jeff Bannister for that matter. Thrown 35 pitches this inning. Three balls and 2 strikes. Rangers up 5-0. That might bring in some extra strategy for the Yankees standpoint with the threat of bad weather here. Might be willing to slow things down. Here's a pitch. It's line drive over short in the left field for a base hit. Moreland's being waved home. Here comes the throw. It is cut off, and it's now 6-0 Texas as Andrus just gets back to first base. Andrus has been one of the better hitters in the league with runners in scoring position. He delivers again.
Severino obviously struggling with his command in this inning. On the relay, snap throw to first, very close.
He said he's one of the better hitters with runners in scoring position. He's the best hitter with runners in scoring position in the American League. It's Robbie Thompson, the bench coach, checking on what's going on in the Yankee bullpen.
That's exactly what they were checking, and
this too.
Looks like his hand got in.
Yankees trying to get out of this inning any way that they can. Andrus's right hand just back ahead of the tag. The Rangers have batted around here in the third as Brett Nicholas, the catcher, will come up. Hit to a double play his first time. Pitch is low for ball 1. Five runs on 4 hits and a couple of walks this inning. Now up to 70 pitches for Severino. Fouled off by Nicholas.
I think that Severino has really ever struggled throughout his minor league career, and then breaking in last year. Had a lot of success, and you had to figure there's going to be some growing pains along the way somewhere. And early in the season, certainly has shown that Severino has some work to do. Staying away from big innings, being able to pitch out of big innings like this.
2 balls and a strike. Yeah, last year 5-3 with a 2.89 ERA in his rookie year. Obviously, a lot of teams watch some video over the offseason on Severino. 2-1 pitch. And it's fouled off by Nicholas. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It's an exciting talent. Severino with a big right arm. As we said, young flamethrower, the youngest starter in the major leagues. Still trying to figure out his secondary pitches, a slider and changeup combination, when to use them, how to use them, developing confidence in them.
Ball's hit in the air towards right center field. Beltran on the move, lays out and hauls it in. Nice catch by the Yankee right fielder. And finally the inning ends. But the Texas Rangers score 5 times here in the 3rd inning. And they now lead the Yankees by a score of 6-0. looks a little shell-shocked, and well, the Rangers touched him up for 5 runs there. And Meredith Marakovits has more on Luis Severino. Meredith.
Well, Kenny, as you mentioned earlier, he's still trying to figure it out on the mound. David, you talked about trying to find a secondary pitch that works for him. He had said a couple of days ago that sometimes he gets a little bit amped up on the mound and he doesn't realize how hard he's throwing his slider. There's not a big disparity between the speed of his fastball and the speed of his slider. That's been a problem. He also acknowledged that it's not breaking exactly the way it did last year. There's not as much of a bite to it, something he's trying to improve upon and thinks will get better as the season goes on. But really his changeup, a pitch that he's had success with. He's done a lot in the way of developing it. He really has not had confidence in this year. He feels as though the times he has tried to throw it, it hasn't really worked for him, and it's kind of made him a little bit shy in throwing it, something that he needs to get back to. So all those things are kind of going on in his mind as he's on the mound, and it's going to be a work in progress for a young guy like Severino to get back to where he was and continue to improve.
Thank you, Meredith, as Brett Gardner flies out to left field for the 2nd time. As David said, a work in progress. You saw Ivan Nova warming up for the Yankees in the bullpen. Looks like he's going to be next and pick up some innings here. Here's Beltran, who lined out to third baseman Beltre in the 1st inning. First pitch from A.J. Griffin is in there for a call strike. Rangers 6, the Yankees nothing. A 5-run 3rd inning for Texas. Pitch is fouled off. It's 0-2. So A.J. Griffin, who David pointed out, has come back from Tommy John surgery, shoulder problems as well. This pitch hit in the air to left field for Desmond. Drifts back, makes the catch. 2 up and 2 down for the Yankees here in the 4th. 3rd put out for Desmond in left field so far.
Designated hitter Mark Teixeira.
You think about A.J. Griffin, 938 days after Tommy John surgery, finally getting a start in the big leagues. As Teixeira takes a ball outside, ball 1. I bet you sometimes he thought it might be forever before he got back on the mound. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And that's ball 2, 2-0. Tonight breaks a string for the Yankees. They face 5 consecutive left-handed starters. Griffin's on the mound as Teixeira pops this one way up there. Beltre still trailing it, and he will make the catch as he stays with it. And the Yankees go in order here in the 4th inning. The wind definitely played with that one. Beltre staying with it. A little bit more, and he's got it.
Nothing in large part because of Severino missing location. Watch McCann's glove. Down and away, right out over the middle to Mazzaro. That got that inning started. Once again, glove down and away, missing up and in as Beltre hammers this line drive to right field for a double. And once again, McCann, pay attention to the glove, how much it moves. Supposed to be down and away, misses badly. Frustrated right now was Severino at that point, kind of losing a little composure on the mound when things go bad. And you know, as we said before, he's a young kid out there kind of learning on the fly, and certainly very talented, but out of this game now at this point.
Yeah, it gives way to Ivan Nova, making his 5th appearance of the year. And he will face Delino DeShields leading it off for the Rangers, and he swings at the first pitch and fouls it off.
It's kind of the difference between control and command.
Our Audi scoreboard 6-0. Texas leading. Sort of the same thing happened to Michael Pineda at Yankee Stadium the other day in his start against Tampa Bay. Pitches in the middle of the plate. He couldn't get away from it. This ball is grounded to short. Gregorius straightens, throws, and there's one out.
Severino doesn't walk a lot of guys. He only had 1 walk coming into tonight, although he had a couple in that particular inning that came unraveled. 1 with the bases loaded. Pineda the same way. They don't really walk a lot of guys, so they get a reputation for having good control, but the command part is what's different than the control part. Commanding in the strike zone. You can get wild in the strike zone and miss out over the plate.
Odor is 0 for 2 facing Nova, and he swings at the first pitch and pulls it foul. And there's a souvenir for a lucky youngster.
The toughest things for young pitchers to learn is when you don't have to throw strikes, when you have to throw strikes, and when you don't, and how to expand the strike zone. Get hitters to chase pitches out of the strike zone.
Bouncing ball to second. Nice hop for Castro. Couple of ground ball outs for Nova here in the 4th. Fans tomorrow night catch New York City FC on Yes, presented by Etihad Airways, as the boys in blue host the Eastern Conference leading Montreal Impact at Yankee Stadium. Watch the game on Yes tomorrow at midnight following Yankees coverage, or stream it live on Fox Sports Go. 2 up, 2 down, and that'll bring up Mazzara, who is 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored. Line drive, a short hop for Gregorius. He stays with it, and 3 ground ball outs. 5-pitch inning for Ivan Nova, but the Rangers lead at 6-0. Very much, Bob, for that update as the Tampa Bay Rays trying to make it 2 in a row for Baltimore. Let's check out tonight's Quicken Loans Rocket Arms, and there are a couple of Rays right at the top there. Chris Archer leading the league in strikeouts, followed by Drew Smiley, and a couple of the Red Sox, David Price, Rick Porcello, and Garrett Richards of the Angels, top 5 strikeout pitchers in the American League. The only one that kind of surprises me is Rick Porcello. He's more of a sinker baller, as McCann fouls the ball off. On our Cadillac scoreboard, 6-0 Texas. We're in the top of the 5th inning. 50th pitch coming for A.J. Griffin. He's got a 6-run lead to work with. Ball hammered on the ground, but right to Moreland, he's going to take it himself. Right now, we're going right back to Bob Lorenz in our studio. White Sox off to a good start. We mentioned that they've been playing very well. They're looking for their 15th win of the season against just 6 losses. Here's Castro, and he'll take a pitch for a call strike.
Yeah, the impressive part, as you mentioned, Kenny, with the White Sox is when they get those bats going.
Yeah, Chris Sale's off to a good start for them. Ball is hit hard, but it's handled by Odor at second. 2 up and 2 down. Castro now 0 for 2.
First baseman Desmond.
And now we'll leave it up to Dustin Ackley here in the 5th. He popped out to Odor in the 3rd inning. So last night we saw Ackley, his first start in right field. Today he's at first base. That pitch is high for a ball. All-speed pitch drops in for a strike. A.J. Griffin grew up just north of San Diego, El Cajon, California. Curve, slow curve, just missed.
Always thought that pitch was the key to Griffin's repertoire. You know, a 66-mile-an-hour curveball. Not too many curveballs in the mid-60s in the big leagues.
Off-speed pitch is fouled off. Griffin did his college pitching at the University of San Diego.
Another of the Tommy John surgery guys. It's so prevalent nowadays.
And 18 pitchers came back from Tommy John last year. 18 of them, and Griffin will be one of the ones that comes back this year from Tommy John surgery. 2-2 pitch. Lost the grip on that one. Count now 3 balls and 2 strikes. Ackley trying to keep this inning going with 2 outs and nobody on. Spoils a borderline pitch. Now remains 3-2. Next pitch will be number 60 for A.J. Griffin. And David, if he does this, he will keep his streak going. It'll be 32 consecutive starts of 5 innings or more. There's a line drive to right field. Hauled in by Mazzara. Sliding catch. Yankees go in order. A.J. Griffin, 32 consecutive starts of 5 innings or more. On Friday, May 13th, when the Yankees take on the White Sox. First 40,000 guests in attendance will receive a Yankees reusable tote bag, courtesy of MLB Network. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com, visit Yankee Stadium ticket windows, Yankee clubhouse shops, or call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. Yes, we are deep in the heart of Texas. Ivan Nova pitching for the Yankees in relief of Luis Severino here in the 5th inning. He's going to face the veteran Adrian Beltre. On our Cadillac scoreboard, it is 6-0 Texas. And the first pitch to Beltre, a little low, maybe a little outside, and it's ball 1. Beltre had a double in the 3rd inning and came around to score, hitting .308 on the season. Very entertaining baseball player in the field and at the plate. The 1-0 pitch, curveball's outside. I like on the check swing when he asked the umpire to get the call from the first base umpire. That's one of my favorite moves. A lot of players have started doing that, but he's the one who started doing it first. He appeals his own check swing. No check on that one. Fouled off, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Nova came on in relief, had a 1-2-3 4th inning, 3 ground ball outs. That's usually a good sign for Nova. That means that sinking fastball is working.
It's another opportunity for him to get some innings and stay stretched out.
On the ground again. Gregorius knocks it down, straightens up, throws, and there's 1 down. Since Nova's come in, Gregorius has gotten 3 assists. Here comes Prince Fielder. It was single to drive in a run in the 1st inning, and was walked intentionally and came around to score in the 3rd inning. 1-for-1 night working. Curveball drops in for a strike. That was a beauty. Unless Prince didn't even offer at it. I'll let you have that one. Knocking on the door of 200, 197 batting average. He started at that one. Did he go? No, says Jim Reynolds. Count levels at 1-1. We've seen Prince jump on the high pitches in this series.
You know, we've heard all the talk that it's early in the season. You know, Prince Fielder now around 75 at bats. You know, when did you really feel, Kenny, you know, was the mark you started looking, or was hard to catch up if you got it to a slow start?
Well, 100 at bats. Every 100 at bats, you want to have at least as close to 30 hits or more as you can get in those 100. So that's a 300 batting average. You also want as close to 20 runs batted in, because you figure over this season, if you get 5 times 20, that's 100 runs batted in. That pitch is low, and it's 3 balls and a strike on Prince Fielder. So I would break it into increments of 100, which is about the number of bats you get each month in the season, if you're an everyday player. So if I get 30 or more hits in a month, usually the RBIs come with them. On the ground, slowly hit. Ackley's going to have to flip the Nova, and that is another ground ball out. Let's go back in time. This is a young Prince Fielder. That's Terry Francona throwing batting practice to Prince Fielder. Now he's hitting right-handed. Went in the Wayback Machine there.
You made the right choice to switch around and start batting left.
Yeah, well. Here's Desmond with 2 outs and nobody on. That's some classic footage right there. Hey, Pudge Rodriguez with the Yankees briefly. Member of the Texas Rangers Hall of Fame. and maybe the Hall of Fame soon. Pitch is fouled off. Man, was he a great defensive catcher. I know you faced him a lot, didn't you, Tony?
Yes, he was a longtime nemesis. One of the best defensive catchers with a rocket for an arm. Maybe one of the quickest releases this side of Johnny Bench.
Desmond in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. And breaking ball. He's speaking with Rick Sutcliffe. He'll be working tomorrow night's game here for ESPN. Sutcliffe, a former Cy Young Award winner. And Pudge, of course, a multiple Gold Glove winner. This ball's hit well. Deep center field. Ellsbury going back. This one is gone. A home run for Ian Desmond. For Desmond, his 3rd home run of the season. And the Rangers have added the extra point. They lead 7-0. Nova got a pitch up, and Desmond knew what to do with it.
Yeah, we'll get another look. Curveball. Ian Desmond, you know, usually fly balls are home runs. This is just a line drive that ends up halfway up the grass in center field.
So a 2-out home run has another run for the Rangers. And here is Mitch Moreland, who's driven in 2 runs himself tonight with a bases loaded single. Has a big swing and a miss. Let's take another look at this one as it departs.
I mean, that is just a bullet right to the grass, halfway up.
The grass might be a little slippery out there tonight. So far tonight, it's been all Texas after the Yankees won the opening game of the series last night 3-1. Inside for a ball. 1-1. The Rangers 7 runs on 8 hits. The Yankees no runs on just 1 hit. On the ground. Castro will throw out Moreland, and that'll do it. But Desmond adds a home run, his 3rd of the year here in the 5th. 7-0 Texas. Texas as the Yankees face off with the Rangers in the final game of the series. Coverage begins at 7 with the Audi batting practice today and the Chevy pregame. It's only on Yes and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Gregorius will lead off, and he takes the first pitch from A.J. Griffin in there for a call strike. they see Sabathia tomorrow night against Martin Perez, another left-hander. That pitch is in there for strike 2. Gregorius struck out in the 3rd inning. He's just trying to put a dent in the scoreboard here. They're down 7-0. Gregorius, Torreyes, and Ellsbury for the Yankees here in the 6th.
The Yankees just 1 hit from the 9-hole hitter Torreyes.
1-2. If it wasn't for Torreyes, A.J. Griffin would be in Evaldi territory. On the ground, going to be a tough play. Andrus with a strong arm gets him by a couple of steps. Elvis Andrus, a solid shortstop. 1 down here in the 6th.
Both shortstops with outstanding throwing arms.
Andrus has made just 1 error this year. Here's Torreyes. If it wasn't for him, there's no hitter going for Griffin. Torreyes had a line drive single to center field in the 3rd inning. It's the Yankees' only hitter tonight. Line drive right center field. This is going to be in there for a hit. The Shields gets it in. Torreyes is 2 for 2. He came in hitting .429 in limited action. The action might not be as limited if he continues to swing the bat like this. Yankees have 2 hits. He has both of them. And he'll give way to Jacoby Ellsbury, who's flying to deep center and grounded to first. 1 on, 1 out in the 6th. Low and inside for ball 1. On the ground, Moreland has it. Goes to Andrus for 1. Back to Moreland, and it's a 3-6-3 double play. Nicely turned by the Rangers, and that's it for the Yankees here in the 6th inning. We're going to the bottom of the 6th. So far, it's been all Texas. They're up 7-0. There's your 3-6-3. Ball game. He's into his 3rd inning now, and he'll face Elvis Andrus, who is 2 for 2 and just was the middleman on that double play. And that pitch is in there for a call strike to the Rangers shortstop. Singled in the second, singled again in the third. In the third, he picked up a run batted in. Off to a good start this year, hitting .338. He's been an all-star before. There is strike two. Nova dots the outside corner. No balls and 2 strikes. Moving the ball around. That one just missed the inside corner. It's 1-2.
Interesting to see Nova, the starter, pitch from the stretch out of the bullpen here with nobody on base. Must be just a mindset.
On the curveball is hit well down the left field line. It's going to get on the ground for an extra base hit. Andrus will now be 3 for 3 as he comes up with a leadoff double here in the 6th inning. Having himself a very good night.
McCann once again wants it down and away, and it just kind of stays out over the plate. And Andrus is out in front of it a bit, but keeps it fair down the line. The outfielders have been doing a lot of running tonight for the Yankees.
Here's Brett Nicholas, the catcher. Robbed of a hit. Good play by Beltran in right field for the Yankees. Nova wants a new baseball, or at least he wants to talk to McCann. The Rangers have come up with 3 extra base hits tonight, a couple of doubles and a home run. Low inside for ball. Maybe Nova, David, is getting to the point where more acceptance of being a reliever, and he's working around the stretch like most relievers do. Texas tonight 3 for 3 with runners in scoring position, so they've been productive in these situations. That is high for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes.
No doubt that Nova is a starter in waiting, and this is an opportunity to keep him stretched out, as we said before. Joe Girardi would like to see him just finish out these innings if possible.
Two 2-0 pitch, swung on and missed. Now, to me, what comes into play here, everybody seemingly believes that Nova is in line to replace CC Sabathia in the rotation. That might be the case if Severino continues to struggle. And if CC can pitch pretty well, CC gets to start tomorrow night. So Nova is in line to replace anybody in the rotation. Well, maybe not anybody, but somebody who's struggling. There's a line drive. It's headed for the corner. Rangers are going to pick up another run as Nicholas picks up his first hit of the night. Back-to-back doubles for the Rangers to start the bottom of the 6th. It's now 8-0.
Well, Nicholas is all over this, down and in. So line to line.
Nicholas came to spring training as a non-roster invitee. Had a great spring, and with injuries to Ranger catchers, he's now the #1 man. Here's the Shield. Bouncing ball to short. Gregorius charges, comes up with it, throws the first in time for the out. 1 down here in the 6th for the Rangers. Nicholas stays at second. The Shields is now 2 for his last 26. Shields and Odor, the batter coming to the plate. The only Rangers without a hit tonight. And Odor is hit by a pitch. He'll head to first base. Looked like a slider down and in. picked him off. And the Rangers now have 2 on with 1 out.
That's exactly what it was. The slider right on top of Odor's foot.
Looked like he wasn't very happy with it. There's Mazzara. 2 singles, 2 runs scored, grounded out to short. You heard it, strike 1 call. As much excitement as the Yankees had here last night. Not much excitement for the Bombers tonight.
Very quiet offensively.
Bouncing ball right back to Nova. This could be 2. Goes to Gregorius for 1 on to Ackley. And Mazzara is grounded into a 1-6-3 double play. But the Rangers pick up another run. At the end of 6, they lead it 8-0. #1 live streaming sports service delivers everything you've come to expect and more. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 supported devices. Includes a free subscription to At Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Here's Brett Gardner getting started for the Yankees in the 7th inning. Gardner twice is flied out to Desmond in left field. And looking for his first hit in this series, and the first pitch from Griffin, which is only his 69th pitch of the night, is up high for a ball. Griffin working on a 2-hit shutout. Ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes.
He's pretty much just put it in play. I mean, mixed up his pitches, big slow curveball as we mentioned. Mixes in his changeup like that right there, and a lot of ground balls. A lot of fly ball outs, easy outs.
GMC scoreboard 8-0. Texas leads. 3 strikeouts and no walks this far for Griffin. There's his first walk of the night. Gardner's on. I like to see pitchers come back from Tommy John surgery. There have been so many of them, but Griffin released by the A's, now pitching for the Rangers, and if he wins tonight, he'll be 3-0. Beltran's lined out, flied out, takes a pitch for a call, strike. Tied with Ted Simmons on the all-time switch hit list. 2,472. That is 10th place among switch hitters. Gardner's back. A ball and a strike on the Yankee right fielder. We mentioned last night Beltran 396 home runs. Teixeira on deck 397. Who's going to get to 400 homers first?
The race is on.
Yes, it is. Ball's hit hard on the ground. It's going to make it into right center field for a base hit. Gardner's going to turn at second. He's going to head it for third. And the Yankees have runners on the corners with nobody out here in the 7th inning. So Beltran just broke the tie with Ted Simmons on the all-time switch hit list, and now moves into 10th place all by himself. 2,473 hits. Third hit of the night for the Yankees, and it'll bring up Teixeira. Joe Girardi mentioned something during his press conference before the game, and it was about the Yankees facing so many left-handers. And he was talking about Mark Teixeira in particular because he's starting to get his right-handed stroke down because he's faced so many lefties. He's over 300 batting right-handed now, and now he has to get going from this side of the plate. He's only about 200 batting left-handed. Pitch is in there for a call strike, and tonight he's 0 for 2. He is struck out and fouled out. Yeah, 304 to be exact, facing left-handed pitchers while being a right-handed hitter. And it's a ball and a strike on Tex with a chance to drive in a run here. And the Yankees put a crooked number on the scoreboard. First and third. You see Gardner at the bottom of your screen, Beltran at the top. Nobody out. Strike 2 call.
Yeah, that's been Griffin right there, just spotting that fastball and nothing overpowering. 87 miles an hour, but well located.
3 strikeouts on the night, just 1 walk. That walk is now third base in the person of Brett Gardner. Next pitch, hot shot off the glove of Andres. Beltran had to hold up. He's going to be safe at second. The Yankees will pick up a run as Gardner scores, and it's now 8-1. We'll see how they score that. That was a hot shot. Remember, Andres only has 1 error this year. No call as of yet. Here's another look.
Yes, and Teixeira with some top spin on that too, a short hop.
You see Beltran safe at second. This replay brought to you by New York Presbyterian, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. Amazing things are happening here. And it appears that Teixeira has been given a base hit, which means he was going to get an RBI one way or the other. But the Yankees now with 4 hits in the ball game. Rangers bullpen starting to heat up as Brian McCann comes to the plate. Nobody out, runners at first and second, and he'll take a pitch for a call strike from Griffin. McCann is 0 for 2, struck out, grounded out. Whoa, a cross up, and somehow Nicholas was able to stay with that one.
This is when a catcher's looking for a fastball and gets a curveball, and it's a strike, but there's no way the umpire can call it.
He didn't even know he had the ball. He's looking for it. It's in the glove. That was a strike. Fastball here, hit hard. Andres handles this one, steps on second for 1, throws on the first for the double play. Beltran will move over to third. Another rocket, but this time Andres shows off his skills and turns a 6-6-3 double play.
Yeah, very unlucky hitting from McCann's standpoint, right on the button, and this time Andres makes the play. Very similar to the Teixeira ball. I think Teixeira's had a little more topspin. McCann's actually hit harder.
So 2 outs and a runner at third base, and Castro will come up. And he checks the swing, fouls it off. Souvenir to the right, strike 1. Castro is fouled out to the first baseman and lined out to second. That's Tony Barnett getting ready in the Rangers pen. 83 pitches thus far, as there's a swing and a miss. Strike 2 to Castro. Call, strike 3. Slow curveball drops in for a strike. Yankees pick up a run on 2 hits, but they trail as we head for the 7th inning stretch. Jack, as we take a look at the game summary brought to you by your local Nissan dealer. There it is, mostly Texas Rangers. 8 runs, 10 hits, no errors. The Yankees finally broke through in the top of the 7th, but it's 1 run, 4 hits, and no errors. Nova to Beltran, swinging at the first pitch. Nice easy hop for Gregorius, and now the strong throw. 1 pitch and 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Beltran is now 1 for 4 with a run scored. On our GMC scoreboard, here we are in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's 8-1 Texas. Ivan Nova sort of like in a mop-up role, as Severino started for the Yankees. 3 innings, 6 runs, 7 hits, strikeout and 2 walks. Prince Fielder takes one outside for ball 1.
Yeah, Nova's got 9 ground ball outs to go along with that home run he gave up and a couple of doubles. But all of his outs on the ground.
Chopper foul. Ball and a strike. Brought up the fact that Prince Fielder and his dad Cecil each had hit 50 home runs in a year. Now I know Cecil had done it, but I wasn't aware that Prince had done it. I know he had some big home run years, but 50, big number. Fouled back to this over the screen for strike 2.
Yeah, in 2007, Prince hit 50 on the button
with Milwaukee. Right?
With Milwaukee, yes. To join his father in the 50 home run club, which is rare company.
Ball was drilled, and this is going to be a hard souvenir. Hits the seats and bounds Down the right field line into the bleachers and right. Yep, that on the ricochet. Happy gentleman there. Came prepared, brought a glove with him. Two and two. Broken bat roller to the left side for Gregorius. Another ground ball out. As fielder's gone, and it's 2 up and 2 down here in the 7th inning. We mentioned the fact earlier that bad weather in the area. Now we did have some rain and some heavy rain for a while, but it seems to have passed us by for now. And it looks like the remainder of this game will be played rain-free. That's not to say that later on this evening there won't be a problem. There is another squall coming this way. Here's Desmond, who scored a couple of runs, one on a home run, his 3rd of the year. Hit that off Nova in the 5th inning.
See, the big one's yet to come. The heavy stuff's not coming down for a while.
All right. Maybe we'll be out of here by then. That pitch is blown away for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Hit hard. Castro has it break off his glove, and Desmond's going to be safe with 2 outs. That's going to be a base hit. Desmond's 2nd hit of the night. He's now 2 for 3. He's been heating up lately.
Yeah, that's clearly a hit. Saw Castro kind of look up at the scoreboard to see how that was scored. Desmond has hit the ball hard tonight. This makes a loud sound off of the bat, as that's a scorched one-hopper.
Yeah, that was a rocket. That one had legs.
Indeed.
Here's Moreland. He hits one hard. By Gregorius off his glove. Desmond's going to hit for 3rd. There's nobody there to cover the bag. Nova gets over there eventually. But now with 2 outs, as Moreland picks up his 2nd hit, the Rangers have runners on the corners.
Beating the shift. And you're right, Kenny. I mean, another product of all these defensive shifts or responsibilities is nobody's home on 3rd.
Now, the Yankees did work on that sort of thing in spring training. With the shifts on, where do the infielders go in the case of a base hit? But you can see that was hit so hard, and with Gregorius diving for it, he had no chance to get over to 3rd base. Here's Andrus, who is 3 for 3. 2 singles and a double, a run scored and a run batted in. This ball will get away from McCann, and the Rangers are going to get another run. Desmond will cross home plate for the 3rd time tonight, and it's now 9-1. That was a wild pitch.
And Nova just holding onto the curveball. Boy, that is bounced wide left and well in front of home plate. You see how far up in front this ball bounces. And McCann really no chance on that one.
Moreland moves up to 2nd base after Desmond scored. The phone is going to ring in the Yankee bullpen in the 2nd here. We'll see who gets up. Pitch is hit on the ground. Torres to his left. Throws the first for the out. That's going to do it. But the Rangers add another run here in the 7th inning. It's on 8. It's been all Texas. Yankee Baseball and Yes is brought to you in part by People's United Bank NA, where know-how brings you Touch ID to your mobile device. And by your Tri-Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Tri-Honda dealer for great deals on the 2016 models. I mentioned another squall line coming this way, and they made an announcement here at Globe Life Park that has a lot of fans leaving the upper deck. Pitch to Ackley leading off the 8th inning for the Yankees is high and away for ball 1. And I thought I heard over the PA here 60-mile-an-hour winds. And a lot of people in the upper deck, they might just be heading home at this point. On our Hyundai scoreboard, it is 9-1 Texas in the top of the 8th inning. That pitch is in there for a strike to Ackley. A.J. Griffin has gone all the way for the Texas Rangers tonight. He's allowed 1 run on 4 hits. His pitch is fouled and a long, loud strike. Two and 2 on Ackley. That was pitch number 89 for Griffin. Ackley, Gregorius, and Torres, the bottom third of the Yankee order tonight. Curve is hit in the air to left center field. Hit fairly well. Going to be a long run for Desmond. He's there. He's got it. 1 out here in the 7th.
The Rangers have been pleasantly surprised with how well Ian Desmond has taken to the outfield. Good athlete. Runs very well. There was a time when conventional wisdom said that he was going to be the Washington National shortstop for the next 10 years.
Now, he's played a couple of games at center, and there might be a situation when Hamilton comes back. Hamilton plays left, and Desmond moves over the center, depending on what DeShields is doing. Mazzara looks like he's going to be in right field to stay. Pitch to Gregorius, and that's inside, a ball and a strike. At least by the way the young right fielder's hitting now. So they have cleared the upper deck here at Globe Life Park. And that's not the first time that has happened here in Texas. That is kind of a standard procedure when you get these storms coming along. Pitch is outside for a ball, 3-1. Texas size storm on the way. Strike 2, 3-2.
A few holdouts.
Yeah. Strike 3 call. Gregorius caught looking. 5th strikeout for Griffin. He's had himself a good night.
Well, Gregorius thinks this is low. The proverbial too close to take.
Here's Torres. Speaking of a good night, he's 2 for 2. 2 solid singles for the Yankee utility infielder. Now hitting .500 on the season. Bouncing ball to third. Belt tie hop for Beltre, and he guns it across. That's it for the Yankees in the 8th. 7.5. Texas on the lead, 9-1. Reminder, this copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Looks like we're getting rain again here at Globe Life Park. Once again, the big heavy raindrops. Jason Shreve is the new Yankee pitcher. Ivan Nova worked 4 innings, 3 runs, all earned, 5 hits, no walks and no strikeouts, and gives way to Jason Shreve, who will work the bottom of the 8th inning. Here are the numbers on Shreve: 5 strikeouts in 6 1/3 innings, and 1-1 record. Here's Brett Nicholas, who was doubled in 3 trips. He was also robbed of a hit by Carlos Beltran in right field. Shreve misses the outside corner for ball 1. Well, it looks like a regroup night for the Yankees. This is one of the ones you could turn the page on quickly. Rangers appear that they're going to even up this series at 1 apiece. Breaking ball, that's in their first strike. So tomorrow, night's game will be the rubber game of the series. Sabathia against Martin Perez. On our Hyundai scoreboard, as you can see it, in mostly Texas tonight, they lead 9-1. Swing and a miss on the split change, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. I believe that's Shreve's best pitch. Get a lot of funky hacks from hitters on that particular pitch. Tried it again. Nicholas wouldn't bite. It's 2-2. The way Shreve sets up on the mound, Davis, kind of throwing across his body.
Yes, very much. Crossfire with the split finger grip.
The 2-2 pitch, swung on in, missed, strike 3. He got him. So Nicholas is the first out here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Right to the glove again on the outside corner. 92 miles an hour.
Here's Delino DeShields, who was grounded out 3 times. 2 of the 3 to Didi Gregorius at shortstop.
Well, you're right about baseball, Kenny. I mean, amnesia. Forget about it. There's another game tomorrow.
Bouncing ball, slowly hit. Ackley on the backhand has it. Shreve will just beat DeShields to the bag, and that's out number 2. Well, you have to hustle with DeShields going down the line. You forget about these games quickly. I mean, Shreve, nice little pivot there. The race is on.
By a step.
Yeah. It's at 90 feet we were talking about. 89.
It's a well-designed game. It's remarkable. All the close plays, it just seems to be the perfect distance. 90 feet.
2 up and 2 down here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And here's Rougned Odor. 0 for 3 and was hit by a pitch. Swinging him in, strike 1. And not only if you lose a ball game, when you win games, you have to turn the page quickly. Try and keep that momentum going on the winning side. The 0-1 pitch. Odor hits a high fly ball. Well hit to right center field. Ellsbury looking up at this one, and this one's gone. A home run for Rougned Odor. And that is going to be his 3rd home run of the season on an 0-1 pitch. 10-1 Rangers.
The little guy plays second base, but he's strong. And he swings the bat with authority, and he knows he got that one.
Here's Mazzara, who is 2 for 4. Swing and a miss, strike one.
I think one of the best teammates I ever had at doing what you're referencing about don't get too high when you're going good, don't get too low when you're going bad was Derek Jeter, without a doubt. He was always about the team, always about the next game.
One way to the other. It was mostly one way with you guys, though. It was trying to keep that momentum going. Mazzara's hit by a pitch, and he'll head to first base. Like it just clipped him on the hand.
Yeah, he kind of ran into it, as you see. Like so many hitters nowadays, with the hands leading with the knob of the bat, bringing the hands into the strike zone.
Anser Alberto will hit for Adrian Beltre. Something he can tell his grandkids in the future. Backup infielder. He didn't have a backup swing on that one. He was going for it. Strike one. Alberto is in limited time. He's only had 13 at bats this year. 2 hits, both singles. Strike two. Alberto will probably stay in and play third base in the top of the 9th, giving the veteran Beltre the rest of the night off. Split change in the dirt. Alberto wouldn't chase.
Well, Severino got 3 innings in, 7 hits and 6 earned runs, and Nova got 4 innings in, ends up with 3 earned runs and 5 hits. And Shreve's going to take an Ernie with him at the minimum here.
Split change fouled off by Alberto. Swing and a miss. That's going to do it. Second strikeout for Shreve. He gives up a home run to Odor. On to the 9th. Yankees last chance. Final out for the WB Mason postgame. You'll get all the highlights and analysis from tonight's game, plus the reaction from the clubhouse and Joe Girardi's manager's report. It's all coming up on the WB Mason Yankees postgame, only on Yes. Well, the Rangers are going to go to the bullpen. A.J. Griffin's night is over. The new pitcher is Tony Barnett. And for Griffin, he had his longest outing of the year. And the longest outing for a Texas starting pitcher as Barnett comes on for the 9th time. So Griffin If the Rangers can retire the Yankees here in the ninth without major damage, he'll pick up the win, and he'll be 3-0 on the season. Nice way to come back from Tommy John surgery. Top of the order, Jacoby Ellsbury, the face Barnett. And that is in there for a call strike. A lot of damage on the bottom end of that scoreboard there. 10 runs for the Rangers.
The Yankees never really pressed Griffin all night long.
Slider misses.
4 hits and 1 walk. Griffin threw 98 pitches and got 8 innings out of that.
Rangers signed Barnett as a free agent in December. He spent the last few years pitching in Japan. This ball's hit high in the air to right field. Mazara now coming in, and he will make the catch, and there's 1 out here in the ninth.
Well, that would explain Barnett's windup. He's got a little hesitation in his leg kick. We've seen a lot from the Japanese pitchers.
Originally started in the Arizona organization before going to Japan. Gardner scored the only Yankee run. He had a leadoff walk in the 7th. Takes a pitch outside for ball 1.
See, there's a little bit of a hesitation there, distinctively stopping in the middle of his leg kick.
Looped into left center field. This is going to drop. So Brett Gardner will have himself a hit. On base for the 2nd time tonight. He's on with 1 out here in the 9th inning.
Right fielder Carlos Beltran.
Looks like Barnett's trying to hide the ball on his right hip. Then brings the leg up in front of it, still hiding it, and then delivers the baseball. Plus the little hesitation. Carlos Beltran had a base hit. He's 1 for 3. Swing and a miss. They're not holding Brett Gardner at first base. He can go down to 2nd on defensive indifference anytime he wants. I'm not sure who would cover even if he does go, because his fielders are far away from the bag. Not going again. Off the end of the bat, fouled off, and it's 0-2. Just outside, and it's a ball and 2 strikes on Beltran. Swing and a miss. He got him. Yankees down to their last out. And that'll bring up Mark Teixeira, who's 1 for 3. Had a base hit his last time up. An RBI single in the 7th inning. They drove home Brett Gardner, who's now at first base. Ball was driven into right field. This is going to fall in front of Mazara, and Teixeira has his 2nd hit. Gardner will move as far as 2nd base. And the inning continues for Brian McCann. Barnett trying to nail it down. He's 1 out away. He's given up a couple of hits here in the 9th inning. McCann hit the ball hard his last time up, but it was a double play. Elvis Andrus, shortstop, made a nice play on it. Like a cutter or a slider, hit the inside corner for a strike. One and one. Ball briefly got away from Nicholas. No advance. Yankees trying to go not so quietly here in the 9th inning.
Yeah, even in a 10-1 game, you don't want to be the last guy to make the last out of a game.
I
right?
never wanted to do that. 2 outs and 2 on. Souvenir. Line drive off the bat of McCann. Bouncing ball. Moreland has it. This will do it. McCann is retired, and so are the Yankees here in the 9th inning. They leave 2 runners on. It was all Texas tonight. The series is even at a game apiece as they win it by a final score of 10-1. A.J. Griffin, big night, picks up his 3rd win of the year. He's now 3-0. We'll be right back with more.